Thank you, everybody, for tuning into our podcast today. As usual, I am Mike Monteforte, and I'm here with a friend of mine. It is Michelle from Cooperative Elder Services. As most of our clients know, we try and get the word out for any organizations that support seniors or provide services to seniors. We've found over time that it's something that our clients are very interested in, and they're always looking for these types of services. So Michelle, thank you so much for coming on. I think a great way to start would be if you just tell a little bit about who you are and then what you guys do.
Thank you. My pleasure too. Thank you, Mike, for having us on. I appreciate it today.
Sure.
So I represent an organization called Cooperative Elder Services. We've been around for more than 40 years, and we're a nonprofit, and we operate adult day health centers in the greater Boston area. So we have programs in Arlington, Burlington, in Groton, and soon to be in Acton as well. So we're working on that, details to come. But what we offer for folks is an alternative to long-term care placement, if that's what they're looking for, respite for caregivers, and a place that allows folks to continue aging in the community for as long as possible.
And Michelle, that's fantastic. One of the things that we find, especially with clients of ours, where we've got a situation where we're trying to keep folks at home as long as possible, trying to keep them from having to go into a permanent long-term care. And sometimes we've got, other family members trying to help out, or kids trying to help out and help take care of mom and dad, the best way they can. But it's very easy for them to get, overwhelmed or burnt out, and trying to be able to have some sort of relief valve, such as using the services that you provide, can really be a godsend for these folks. So if you want, or if you wouldn't mind, maybe talk a little bit about, what if someone were to come in and take advantage of your services, what does that look like? What would maybe the kind of the daily, routine look like if they were going to bring mom or dad in to see you guys?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we really pride ourselves on being a part of somebody's care team. So we exist as much for the participants who join us on a day-to-day basis as we do for their family and their loved ones that are at home or off at work or doing any number of other things, potentially caring for someone else in the family as well. Our day-to-day, we open our doors first thing in the morning, and we'll be welcoming folks in for a light breakfast, a chance to have some coffee, socialize with their friends, say hello to folks. Throughout the day, we have a recreation program that goes on. So we have a few different activities that will happen throughout the day. And it varies day to day, it varies week to week, because we really take into account who's joining us and then tailor our recreation program for them. So for instance, if Michelle Holmberg were to start joining the program, I know that the team at one of our centers would take a lot of time to make sure that there was some great arts-based programs going on, because that's something I'd love to do in my free time. And
Sure.
So what we do on a day-to-day basis changes and shifts, because the folks who join us are different individuals with different needs and preferences. The other component to what we do is we provide service coordination. So we're not just a social program, we also have service coordination. We're working with people's doctor's offices. We're helping them find other resources in the community that they may need, really trying to figure out where is there a gap in their lives and how can we help assist them in finding the best fit for that. We also have a comprehensive nursing program. So the folks that join us on a day-to-day basis get the opportunity to have nursing oversight. So we know that that's crucial and critical for a lot of our folks, as far as remaining in the community for as long as possible, is making sure that any health needs that they have are met by skilled nursing care. And so that's something we're able to provide. And then the day wraps mid-afternoon and folks are able to go home, whatever home may look like for them. We're doing our best to give them a full complete day and then send them back off to loved ones.
See, that's fantastic. I love that you take into consideration, the individuals that are coming in, and what they like to do and what they enjoy and what they are interested in, and making that part of the curriculum, because that's fantastic. Just that you're able to do that, and really trying to find things that they enjoy. And as well, like you mentioned, the other piece of the program is really trying to be a help to finding any gaps in what they're doing, and excuse me, it's such a complicated minefield for folks trying to figure out what's available to them, and what type of services are out there, and what kind of extra help can they get, or folks that are caring for a family member, what kind of extra help can they get. So to have someone like you and your company that can assist them with that sort of thing is just amazing. And again, it can just be a godsend for people that are, we find so many folks try and do it on their own, either because they're afraid to ask for help, or they just don't know where to start. So with you guys really being, I mean, that's a one-stop shop to me, where they can come in and deal with you guys on these variety of different levels is just fantastic. So another thing that we're finding, everybody wants to know nowadays, whenever we're talking about any type of group setting, is that we're doing what we need to do to make sure we're COVID safe. So how have you guys had to adapt to that?
So in many ways, it's in addition to a lot of the protocols and the procedures we already would have had in place when it comes to infection control, safety for the folks that join us. We've always taken that very seriously because we are a healthcare provider. It's obviously shifted as the rest of the world has shifted as well. People joining us on a day-to-day basis are we're wearing masks, we're socially distancing. We're having to change some of the activities. It's harder, for instance, to do some of the more physical activities. If you and I are trying to pass a ball back and forth, for instance, right, that's not safe, but we're adjusting and we're flexible. I think that's one of the hallmarks of the service we provide anyway, is flexibility, because again, you never know who's going to be joining you on a day-to-day basis. So how can we make sure that we're going to adapt regardless who's with us and what's going on? And so we are following all state and local guidelines and regulations. We've also taken several steps of our own just to ensure that we're taking a few steps beyond what's regulated of us. An example of that is we were mandated to reduce our capacity, and we reduced it even further from that. So we just wanted to make sure as we reopened that people felt as comfortable as possible joining us, and that's both staff and participants alike. We just wanted to make sure everybody felt like they had the space to figure this out together. So we are a part of our state task force committees. We're in constant contact with our state trade association, and we're doing everything we can to constantly stay up to date with the guidelines and ever shifting news as it comes through about what's going on with the pandemic.
Yeah, and that's great, because then people can feel comfortable knowing that you guys are undertaking the procedures and following guidelines, so that they don't have to have those concerns if they're coming in to take advantage of what you guys offer. Excuse me. And we've had to do the same thing at my office. This video stuff is great, but not everybody can do it. And for people coming in, we've had to find a way for them to be able to still come in and meet with us, but follow the guidelines and maintain distancing. If any of our clients are looking to take advantage of your services and what you guys do, what's the best way for them to do that? Should they call? Should they check out your website? And I definitely want you to give your website information, because I did check it out, and I think your website is great. So it's definitely a good place to send people to. But if you could give your contact info, I think that'd be awesome.
You got it. There's a few good ways. For more information, our website is probably the best first start. It is elderdayservices.org. Uh, to get in touch with someone over the phone, our number is 781-863-1166. Extension 104 will take you to a general referral line, and we'll make sure that we're connecting you with the right person in the organization to answer questions you may have. We're also on social media. Facebook and Instagram are great ways right now to take a look at what our programming and our day-to-day looks like, since we can't really welcome people in to take tours like we normally would be able to. So that's a nice way to be able to see what it looks like, so to speak, even though we can't have folks just coming in and dropping by and checking it out.
Sure. All right. I think that's great. We'll put some links up as well so that any of our clients that are taking a look at this or listening to the podcast can have the links available to them to go see the website and go see your social media pages. I think this was great. I love what you guys do. There's such a need for it today. I mean, even pandemic aside, it's just, it's an area where I feel like for a long time, there was a lack of, this type of service and a lack of help for people that are trying to deal with this. So, I thank you so much for coming on. And I can't give enough kudos to you for what you do and being able to provide, services for these folks that really need it. I just think it's great. So really, thank you so much for doing this.
No, thank you for the opportunity to come on and share more about who we are. And thank you to everybody who's been such a tremendous support to a small nonprofit during such uncertain times. It's difficult for everybody, but we're focused on the future and taking positive next steps and just continuing to care for our folks as well as we always have. So thank you for the chance to say hello and to share a little bit more about who we are. I really appreciate it.
All right. That's awesome, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.